Hello, I'm Sonia Saxton. Following my post last week about focusing on the future and where you're going and actually doing the things you are in control of rather than getting really worked up about the things that you can't do, I've been asked to tell you a bit more about what is the language you use in order to take you to where you want to go. Language is amazing because language has a direct impact on how your brain will function or not function. If you use lots of negative language, what happens is your amygdala gets all stirred up and releases some really unhelpful chemicals into your brain. And that can get you down. And the good news is that if you use lots of positive language, you will create a positive mindset. And when you have a positive mindset, you notice possibilities, how you'll have achieved the thing that you want for 2021. So what are these language patterns? Well, there are about 30 patterns you can use, and in fact we teach 14 basic patterns on the diploma that we run. In fact, starting at the end of this month and another one in the second quarter. So let me give you a couple to start you off. So you've thought about what it is that you want to have achieved by the end of 2021. And this is about actually starting to be much more what I call ED. Sounds strange, doesn't it? What do I mean by ED? Start past tensing things in your mind by adding ED to all your words. What will you have achieved, delivered, produced, supported, enabled? You get my drift. Practice writing down some ED words for yourself. What will it have delivered? When you take your brain to what will actually have been achieved, delivered, produced, it stimulates your frontal lobes, and your brain likes that. It likes to be focusing on where it's going, and when it's got ED in your language, and as a rule of thumb, use 3 EDs for each sentence for yourself, and maybe you're already thinking about writing one down now. Maybe get it up on the wall, because when you have something above chin height, it stimulates a more positive mindset. Hence the old expression, keep your chin up. It's born out of physiological fact that when you keep your chin up, you keep yourself in more of a positive state in thinking about solutions rather than issues. And the other language pattern that will be really useful to add to your mate ED is some of the things. Some of the things you think, what's she on about? So say to yourself, in order for me to have achieved that, what are some of the things that I will have done differently in order for that to have been delivered? So why some of the things? Well, when you put your brain on the spot and say what you're going to do, that amygdala gets a bit stirred up again. Says, you're putting me on the spot here. Whereas when you soften it and say what are some of the things you will have done in order to have achieved what you want, the gateway will open in the brain and actually let ideas flood through from your subconscious to your frontal lobes. Bring them to your front room if you like. Then you can use them. And if you've already started getting that piece of paper up to put it above chin height, I will have achieved this and delivered that and produced this. And here are some of the things that I will have done differently in order to have delivered that. But start to bring those things to mind and start writing those things down. And here's the thing. You need to set yourself a target for having achieved that, having delivered that. Start keeping a little diary of all the positive things you've said to yourself. In fact, if you look at Daniel Kahneman of 2002, he won a Nobel Prize for demonstrating the difference in using positive language rather than negative, and how that positive mindset can take you to where you want to be. So, maybe you'd like to learn more about language, and I'd love to share it with you. So, if you'd like to know more, or maybe just have a chat, please call me. I'd love to hear from you. I hope to hear from you soon.